Sometimes rescue dogs require a little extra love from their new owners. Whilst making the dog rescuers, we've come across dogs who've overcome adversity and disability to lead full, happy lives. And this episode is all about them. Coming up, we discover what the future holds for little rescue puppy Fleur.
It's just a real shame, actually, that it's been born with that deformity, because otherwise it's a very healthy, very chunky puppy.
And the story of Hatchie, the Anatolian shepherd that lost a leg under a train.
I think they were very surprised that he actually made it 48 hours.
Only to bring a young boy out of his shell.
Hatchie's changed my life.
And we find out what it's like living with a deaf dog.
Because we can't tell Lady to sit and go down and stuff, we've got a few hand signals that we can use for her. Sit. Good girl.
OK, is the dog inside or out?
Every year, the charity's cruelty hotline takes well over 1 million calls. And it's from the National Control Centre in South Yorkshire that the inspectors are sent cases to investigate all over England and Wales. In 2013, Birmingham inspector Hershey Bowl responded to a rather unusual report.
It was a call about a puppy that was apparently born deformed, and the owners put a splint on its leg to straighten it, which isn't really going to work. And also that he'd got lots and lots of dogs, really. Do you want to bring them out one by one?
Yeah.
That might be the easiest thing. If you bring them out one by one on a lead, I can have a look at them, yeah? Lovely.
There are 5 dogs at the property. First out is an elderly male Alsatian.
Oh, he's an old boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Next is an Alsatian Husky cross, followed by an Alsatian Rottweiler cross.
So this is Mum. Right, OK.
And her 2 puppies, a very cute male and his equally cute sister, who sadly has a deformed leg.
Oh, look at that.
There's only one
Cute puppy.
No.
Did you do anything with the leg?
Oh, no.
No? That's never going to straighten.
If it weren't deformed like that, I was going to get a little piece of wood and strap it to the what's in it, but I just see that it's actually totally deformed anyway.
OK. What's happened is there is a bone there.
Yeah.
Just here.
This adorable puppy is a cross between a Rottweiler, Alsatian and Husky. Conditions like this can be caused by inbreeding or just pure chance.
It's just a real shame, actually, that it's been born with that deformity, because otherwise it's a very healthy, very chunky puppy. The concern is going to be whether it's going to get around, really, when it's older.
The puppy is already showing signs of struggling to cope with its disability.
You see, quite a lot of dogs do quite OK on 3 legs. A dog that's smaller is going to cope better because it's got less weight.
Yeah, get used to it, yeah.
As the puppy's parents are large breeds, it's highly likely that she will also be a big dog. So to avoid any mobility problems she may have in the future, Hershey must act now.
What I'm going to do is take him to the hospital. They will look at is whether or not, when it's old enough, and they'll only know when, to assess it, they may well amputate that one.
The owner has signed the puppy over to the RSPCA.
He does need something doing, I think. It'll just grow and grow, and it'll just hang. So probably best that the hospital check that.
We'll find out after the break what can be done for this little puppy.
Come on, precious. Oh, yeah.
In Birmingham, Hershey has brought a 5-week-old puppy with a deformed leg to the Newbrook Animal Centre.
She needs a name, Becky.
Come on. Fleur.
Oh, little Fleur.
Fleur has been signed over to be rehomed.
You need a foster home. Yeah.
Hershey's concerned Fleur's disability may affect her chances of being rehomed and leading a happy life. So she's being examined by vet David Mills to see what can be done.
Did he say it's been like this since he was born?
Yeah. I did ask him whether or not the parent dogs were related in any way, and he said they weren't.
He's only got 1 toe, and it's got 1 little nail just at the end, 2 nails. It doesn't seem painful, though.
No, didn't seem to be bothered by it.
Yeah, it's certainly a genetic thing.
Even though Fleur's managing to get around now, David thinks the best course of action is to amputate her leg.
Where would you go to? How far would you?
To take it off, probably there's 2 options. Either you can take it off at the shoulder, so you take the front leg off completely.
Right.
Or we can take it off halfway.
and leave a little bit of a sort of...
So that you can leave a bit of a stump. The problem is with leaving a stump is that then the muscle withers and so it can look a bit unsightly.
Yeah.
Sometimes just see a bone. So on a young dog, I'd normally say we'd take it off at the shoulder.
But David soon discovers that Fleur's leg isn't the only problem she has.
Okay, so she has got a little heart murmur. Sometimes pups can have them and they disappear as they grow older. I need to give it a heart scan before it has any sort of anaesthetic just to make sure that it's strong enough to go through.
OK.
Even if Fleur is able to be operated on, nothing can be done until she's 12 weeks old.
Where would the puppy go now?
To the animal centre, it'll be kept in a kennel until it's ready for the surgery.
I'm just thinking really about taking it home because with it only being 5 weeks old,
Yeah.
it's too young to be on its own.
Yeah, it suits you. You should definitely take it.
Hirsch is going to look after Fleur because very young dogs need to be socialised. But of course, taking home cute puppies is also one of the perks of the job.
So yeah, I think Fleur is going to come and live in Inspector Bowles' house. There's no emotional attachment here at all. This is a welfare decision that's being made.
But sometimes, even professional inspectors can find it difficult not to get attached to the animals they rescue.
The last dog that I said was only staying for a while ended up staying with me for 12 years. You know, I want to see it to go to a good home eventually, obviously. But no, you know, I will try and keep my attachment on a temporary basis and not try to get too attached to it. I'm sure that's going to be really difficult, but if I can give it a good start, it'll make me feel better as well, I think, you know? So I'm quite happy to look after it on a temporary basis. I keep using the word temporary, don't I? It will be temporary.
We'll find out later what the future holds for Fleur. But three-legged dogs do go on to live their lives to the full. And as this following case from 2012 proves, they are capable of much more extraordinary things than just fetching balls, as dog rescuer Will Halkins knows all too well.
Hatchie was found at Spitfield's railway yard. He was hit by a train which shattered his rear left hock and pretty much severed his tail. When they turned up, he was sat in the middle of the railway line and trains were coming towards him and he was basically tucking himself right down, letting the train pass over the top and then picking his head up. I think they were very, very surprised that he actually made it 48 hours. From our understanding that the wounds and the injuries were that severe, having to have his leg amputated.
Colleen was the first to meet Hatchie at the rescue centre.
I was sitting quite nicely on a couch and he waddled in and I literally slipped onto the floor and he came up and I could still smell the anaesthetic on his stump and the heat coming off it, and he just snuggled straight up to my neck and lay across me, and I knew then that we'd been chosen. There was no save from us, really.
Hatchie lost a leg and also his tail, but for Will and Colleen, it was as if he was sent for a purpose.
He literally looked straight through my soul. There was something about his eyes, I couldn't get him out of my head.
Hatchie isn't the only member of the family who lives with a disability.
Hatchie! I'm Owen Hawkins, 9-year-old. I have short-term growth syndrome, it's a rare condition, and we know about 30 or 40 in the world who has it.
Schwartz-Jampel syndrome is a genetic disorder which means Owen's muscles can never relax. The condition badly affected his confidence.
Owen he always liked to wear a cap, which he'd then pull down over his face, or his hood be right up over his head, or he'll just basically cross his arms and just put his head into his hands and just to try and avoid eye contact with people.
But after Owen met Hatchie, nothing would ever be the same.
He was spiritual. Will was holding Owen up because he couldn't sit upright on his own, and Hatchie went from being a boisterous big lump of a puppy to suddenly being very quiet and still and calm.
My dad brought Hatchie into my room and he put his head on my lap. And I went, hello, Hatch. Hello, Hatchie.
This magical moment, like an electric bolt, went between the two of them, and we just watched them melt into each other.
Then I saw his 3 legs. I loved him straight away from the beginning.
This is not just the story of a dog's survival, but also the tale of a comeback kid.
Hatch.
Owen's demeanour completely changed. He went from being a very tense boy, both mentally and physically, to relaxed in the eyes.
Hatchie means a lot to me because he's my best friend.
Today, Owen and Hatchie have a special bond.
He learnt how to cope with having 3 legs and no tail. It didn't get in the way of him because he felt completely accepted by Owen for just the way he was, and vice versa.
Hatch, come!
United by difference, they both grow in confidence by the day.
People would stare at me normally, and I didn't like it, so not really scared of strangers anymore, because they're not staring at me, they're staring at Hatchie instead. Hatchie's changed my life.
Owen's confidence being outside with Hatchie has blossomed, exploded, you know, to a position where I didn't think it would be 4 years ago. It's all down to Hatchie. Before, he would refuse to go out in his wheelchair.
I still love him how I always do, if he's had a leg chopped off or not. Hatchie is lovable, he's life-caring, it's just amazing.
And we think you both make an amazing duo too. In 2014, 6-year-old Billy was rescued from a warehouse where he'd been found crated with other dogs. And sadly, it was later discovered Billy was also virtually blind. Animal carer Chloe Wilson was one of those looking after Billy at South Godstone Animal Centre.
So Billy is full of character, he's very handsome and he loves his human attention. Good boy. Billy's found it difficult to be home for a long time now because he is unfortunately blind, and there's not a lot of people out there who are willing to take that on and commit to it.
Billy has a degenerative eye condition, which means over the years he's been losing his sight.
He just needs someone around for a majority of the time to sort of give him that support that he needs and the TLC that he deserves.
As well as his failing eyesight, he gets nervous around other dogs.
Hey, man. Billy, chill.
Another thing which could be discouraging potential owners.
So having a blind dog means that owners just need to be a little bit cautious when he's out and about in public and walking near other dogs, because he was not going to see them coming and it could startle him. Billy.
To make him feel more comfortable, he's given his own space away from the other dogs, and it's made to feel like home.
He doesn't particularly like to be left a lot because he finds it stressful because he can't see that there aren't people with him. He would like a home where the furniture and things stay in the same place so he can build a mental map of his surroundings to prevent him from bumping into stuff.
But as well as places he's comfortable with, it's important to expose him to unfamiliar surroundings too.
This area is new to Billy, so new smells, new feelings, things like that.
Billy's got to mentally plot out where things are. And it's a bit of a learning process.
He's not going to know where everything is, and he is going to have the occasional bump into things, which is good for him to carry on just exploring and to learn where things are for him.
Dogs, like us, rely on their eyesight, and it's believed they have a more panoramic view of the world, taking in visual information 25% faster than humans. Billy may be going blind, but he doesn't let that hold him back. His other senses are heightened to compensate for his lack of vision. So using his keen ears to hear the ball land and super sense of smell, he's got no problem sniffing it out.
Billy!
Amazing.
Come here. Good boy. Good boy. He's so clever. Hey? Yeah. Billy really deserves a home because he's just so affectionate. Good boy. And he just needs someone to help him along. It is sad to see Billy here, but there is someone out there who will give him all the love and attention he deserves. His blindness shouldn't hold him back from being in his forever home.
It could be that his luck's about to change. Maria McCulloch has made an online inquiry about Billy, and today she's paying him a visit, one of the key stages in the rehoming process. Animal care assistant Megan Broad is looking after her.
Hi there. How you doing? I'm Maria. I'm coming to see Billy.
Brilliant. OK, I'll grab his paperwork.
Excellent.
I'm Meg, and I'll do your introduction.
Lovely.
OK.
Cool. Thank you.
If you want to come with me, we'll head this way.
OK.
Maria's an artist from East Dulwich in London.
This is actually Buddy, and Buddy, funnily enough, is a blind basset, and he's one of the locals in Peckham Rye Park.
That is just a coincidence.
I'm really heart set on getting a rescue dog instead of just going out and buying a dog. I think there's so many dogs out there that need our support and help. And eventually, by going down the different rescue sites that came up, I saw Billy.
Billy, you want to go walkies? Good boy.
And there was a great video posted of him where he was retrieving his ball, and then he smashed into the camera.
Come on then, Billy. Oh.
Maria's no stranger to disabled dogs. In fact, she's had two, and one of them had the same issue as Billy.
I had a blind dog before, and I appreciate kind of the sense of smell and how important that is to them. I mean, his smell was incredible. He used to be able to kind of retrieve in the ocean. And there's my goofy blind boy. That's the stunner.
Sadly, her two boys are no longer with her.
So I've now found myself in a situation after 15 years of owning dogs. It's the first time you come back to the house at night time, there's no one there. I miss it. You know, I've been blessed to have had two fantastic dogs, and if I could get another one, yeah. You know, Billy or whoever has got a lot to live up to be quite frank.
Due to his failing sight, he can now be quite reactive around other dogs. What we tend to do is we find him a task to perform when he's out for a walk, so we'll give him a ball to carry, and it keeps him a bit calmer.
Right, time to meet Billy. He's got a new room, but he's still got his comfy chair and even a radio playing his favourite tunes.
So this is Billy.
Hello, hello. Hello, darling. How are you, sweet cakes? Oh, hey, Billy boy.
That's right, Billy. Work it.
No. So this is Billy's boudoir?
This is his bedroom.
Wow,
yeah.
what a lovely
He's got
bedroom.
quite a setup.
Yeah.
So you can see it's nice and cosy, and it's nice and quiet, so he hasn't got the other dogs barking and stressing him out. So he can really just wind down in here.
And one of Billy's favourite ways to unwind is peanut butter.
We have his peanut butter here.
Wow, peanut butter, Billy.
And we'll just get a little bit.
Oh, look, Billy boy.
Just smear it down. The licking really calms him down. It just chills him out. He just focuses on that, and he's not really bothered about anything else going on.
I've got some palette knives at home for art. I can use them now and splodge kind of like peanut butter down the hallway. Fantastic. There's a bit in that little crevice there. Oh, good boy.
I prefer it on toast myself.
Ready then, Bill?
Good lads.
Right, after that calorific peanut butter, it's time to stretch your legs, Billy.
Play a bit of ball with him.
Yep.
Billy, what's this?
Blindness in dogs can have a number of causes, including genetics, disease, or even just old age. But a blind dog still has the same needs as one that can see. They love to exercise, play, and explore.
Ready? Go!
The charity like potential owners to know all the facts about the dog they're interested in, and to spend as much time as possible getting to know them.
Good boy! Well done, Billy boy. So if I was to commit and take Billy home, what should I be thinking about?
You need to be around for most of the day for him, initially, to help him settle in,
Yep.
build up a routine and a bit of a bond with you.
Yep.
Once he's calm and he's happy, you can start leaving him for short periods of time,
Yep.
but just build him up to everything really nice and slow.
Come on then.
Although Maria is keen on Billy, she still has some reservations.
I think he's a people dog at the moment. He really enjoys, that company, but it's the canine side. And I'd want to rest assured that I could take him to the park, he could engage, he could meet other dogs and not see them as a threat. I mean, at the moment, I'd say I'm about a 7 out of 10 on a definite commitment to keep him long term. The only consideration is the socialisation.
We'll catch up with Billy and Maria later in the show. Also coming up, how being taught sign language will transform this deaf puppy's life.
Because they can't respond to verbal commands, you have to communicate with them in other ways. Good girl.
And we catch up with little Fleur, the three-legged puppy who's back in the race.
You're a little star, aren't you, eh?
In 2013, at Gables Boarding Kennels in Kent, canine behaviourist Jackie Bunn was working with rescue dog Lady, a very special 9-month-old American Bulldog puppy. Lady had already become a much happier and healthier dog than when she was rescued 10 weeks previously by Inspector Kate Fletcher.
Hello. Hello. I think you're only a puppy, aren't you?
Back then, she was dangerously thin. Not only was Lady malnourished, she had another problem too. She was deaf.
She's a mainly white dog, and there's a genetic defect that appears with the white gene in some breeds, which can also cause deafness. So I'd imagine that she's got a genetic deafness that she's probably had since birth.
2 months after being rescued, Lady has put on nearly a stone in weight and is well on her way to being a healthy puppy. But today, it's back to school for some obedience training with a difference.
Have a sniff of that. And this is her finding out about her world. Biting the tyres. That's all right, she's a puppy.
Not only does the training teach them who is boss, it helps strengthen the bond between you and your best friend. And Jackie starts with a gentle lesson.
It's almost like massage. Now, considering she's a deaf dog, outside, lots of distractions going on, people going by, cars, she's totally relaxed.
A deaf dog can't hear potential hazards, so good training could be the difference between life and death. But whether the dog hears or not, the principles are the same. It takes patience and determination.
A lot of deaf dogs need some help with communication and being trained. Because they can't respond to verbal commands, you have to communicate with them in other ways. So you'll see me talking to her with my hands. Good girl. Every time she looks at me, I'm going to say good girl and give her a treat, because that's good for a deaf dog to focus on me.
And it's important to reinforce obedience with rewards. And in this instance, Jackie is using food. But Jackie also communicates through touch and, unusually, speech.
I'm still talking to her, because if she looks at my face, she needs to see some animation. If you stop talking, your face shuts down. Look at me. Good girl. Any spontaneous look while you're training a deaf dog is really, really good.
Today's task is to teach Lady to sit using a simple hand sign command.
We're going to try a sit now? Sit. Sit.
It looks like it's not such a simple command. OK, Jackie, one more try.
Right, sit. So she doesn't get a treat for no sit, but I will show her I have some food. And if she wants it, sit. Good girl. She'll immediately get it. You're liking this, aren't you? You're not going to want your dinner today, are you?
Looks like years of experience have paid off. And of course, patience and determination.
What a good girl you are. You're so clever. Mwah. Who's a clever girl? She will be a lovely dog. She's got a wonderful base temperament. She hasn't got a bad bone in her body. And with the right training as well, she'll be a wonderful dog. Come on, sweet.
After a few more weeks of training, the hope is Lady can be successfully rehomed with a loving new family. We'll discover how Lady gets on later in the show. Earlier, we saw how Inspector Hershey Bowl went to a property in Birmingham after reports of a puppy in need of help. Hershey took Fleur to a local vet, David Mills, who established that her leg had never formed properly in the womb.
He's only got one toe, and it's got one little nail just at the end, 2 nails.
Unfortunately, in the end, Fleur had to have her leg amputated, but she didn't let that hold her back. 2 years later, she'd gone from a tiny puppy to a big, strong girl. Trust me, it is her, honest. And she's grown up under the watchful eye of new owner Louise Wood.
Basically, just because she's had an amputation, that it doesn't make her any less of a dog. She still gets around perfectly fine. She, like I say, she loves her walks. She runs around, absolutely. She's got so much energy, it's unbelievable. And I think that's probably a bit of collie. But no, I think everybody should consider having a disabled animal because, I mean, she's brought a lot of joy to us. And also, you know, a lot of chewing up of stuff.
Despite her disability, Fleur's got as much energy and sense of fun as any other dog. So today, Louise has brought her to a local event called Canny Cross, where dogs and humans run together cross-country. Fleur will be the first 3-legged dog to do Canny Cross. It's a great chance for her to show the world how having 3 legs hasn't stopped her living her life to the full. But before the race starts, there's a surprise coming, because Fleur's running partner is someone just a little bit familiar. Mo Farah was busy, but Lichfield 2012 half-marathon competitor Inspector Hershey Bowl has stepped in instead. But will Fleur recognise her hero?
Hey, hello.
Someone's excited? Guess that'll be a yes then.
I hope you're ready for this.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
I might need it.
Hopefully.
Well, it's time for some Canny Cross. On your marks, get set, go Fleur, go.
Come, Fleur. Come on, good girl.
Fleur won't be up front with the serious competitors, but for her, this race is about proving just what can be achieved with 3 legs.
Good girl, Fleur.
Dogs are incredibly resilient. They can be up and about within 12 to 24 hours of an amputation. And they have no body issues or insecurities to contend with. These amazing animals just get up again and get on with life. Events like this allow dogs to run in a pack, in this case with their owners. It's therapeutic and a great bonding exercise. Some competitors are taking this very seriously. But Fleur just seems to be in it for the sheer fun.
Hey, good girl.
Pretty good for 3 legs.
She's done very well, yeah. I know. I kept saying to her on the way around, who needs 4 legs, Fleur?
Yeah, exactly.
Who needs 4 legs? Look at you. She's a star. I really appreciate you taking her on. She's
thank
so
you.
nice.
Thank you for all what you've done tonight.
No, it's all right.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Smash you.
I love running and I love dogs. So combining the 2 for me is perfect.
Glad you could do the running. Yes, I can't.
It's the end of the day and time for tea and medals, including a special award for Fleur as the first 3-legged dog to ever race at Canny Cross.
Yes, the first 3-legged dog that we've ever heard running, and Hershey actually ran it, and Hershey is the rescue inspector from the RSPCA. So really nice and well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well done, girl. Fleur's a testament to dogs' resilience and strength of character.
You're a little star, aren't you, eh?
Earlier in this episode about disability-defying dogs, we met deaf rescue dog Lady, and even though she took well to special obedience training, rehoming her wasn't an easy task. She was overlooked time and time again. But nearly a year later, Lady's luck finally changed.
Is it exciting? Let's get it back.
The May family are experienced dog rescuers, and 3 weeks ago, they adopted Lady. She might be their first deaf dog, but she's their 3rd from the RSPCA.
Max, our first dog, we had for over 8 years. We then took Ewan, who'd been one of their longest dogs there. He'd been there over 6 months. And now we've taken Lady, and she was at Millbrook for over 10 months. Good girl.
With people favouring puppies, often older dogs, or ones that need a bit of extra care, get overlooked. So thank goodness for people like the Mays. And they've been keeping up with all Jackie's training too.
Obviously, because we can't tell Lady to sit and go down and stuff, we've got a few hand signals that we can use for her. Sit. Good girl.
And it's working a treat.
Good girl.
The Mays have really embraced having a deaf dog. What Lady needs, Lady gets.
When we kind of thought about getting her, we got some books and things and did a bit of research onto how to train deaf dogs, how to look after them, how to, you know, play with them and keep them entertained and things.
Ooh, flashing balls. They'd keep me entertained for hours.
These ones we found certainly to be very beneficial because you can actually see them flash, so that does, I guess, improve the coordination with them. With just a tennis ball, maybe because she can't hear it, she just sees it suddenly flashing by, and that's why she's so bad. But these things, she gets the best of both worlds.
It's got electricity in it. We've also got a Kong that we put treats in and things, so that stimulates her smell. They're all just really helpful because obviously she can't hear things, so it's just to stimulate her other senses and keep her entertained, really. There aren't many disadvantages, I think, of having a deaf dog. She acts and plays like any other dog. The only things I've noticed is that sometimes you can't call her name, she doesn't respond to that. Or if, you know, you walk into a room and she hasn't noticed you, she can get a bit jumpy, because obviously she can't hear you coming in. But other than that, she's all great.
Come on.
Keeping a deaf dog safe in a world full of danger isn't easy.
Lady. Thank you.
And understanding these hand signals are vital to Lady's survival. She simply can't hear oncoming traffic.
Come on in. On the daily walk that we do, we cross this road several times, and it is a very busy road. While she can see danger, she can't hear danger. So one of the issues we do have with her is that we won't let her off lead. We'll keep her on the lead at all times.
Lady spent a long time waiting for a new home, but fate brought her and the Mays together.
When we originally went to Millbrook, the RSPCA centre, we didn't actually go to see Lady. And I was looking to see another puppy called Stanley. Because everyone wants that cute little puppy. You know, we were thinking that he'd get snapped up quite quickly, and we found out that Lady had been there for 10 months. And for some reason, people aren't as interested in the rescue dogs, whereas I think they've got just as much character, if not more. And we kind of just fell in love with her a bit.
When she looks at you with her eyes, you just can't not take her. I don't understand why she was there for 10 months. She's such a loving dog.
Oh, hello there. Somebody else finds Lady irresistible. Maybe she's met her tramp.
She just wants to play. Even with a huge dog, she just wants to play. Fantastic.
I see it didn't take Lady long to get Nick and Sarah Jane running around in circles after her.
I suppose we're kind of a bit suckers for the sob stories.
She might have had a sob story once upon a time, but now it looks like Lady is living a fairy tale. After the break, we'll discover how Billy the blind rescue dog is getting on. In November 2017, we got great news about Billy the blind dog. He was to be fostered by dog rescuer Maria McCulloch.
I've had my home visit, and thankfully all of that's passed, and we're en route at the moment to go to the centre, and we're hoping to collect Billy in a few hours. Due to Billy's circumstances, and he hasn't been around a lot of dogs, and he is showing not aggression but apprehension, we've agreed that it would be good for Billy to be fostered for a period of time. If everything goes fine, I will be the first person to be able to get Billy.
Maria's meeting with animal carer Darren Parrish to complete all the necessary paperwork.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. I'm here for Billy today.
You all ready to go?
I hope so, yes.
OK, so I just need you to fill out your details at the top here for me for the fostering agreement.
Lovely. Excellent.
There isn't a deadline to it because that applies pressure, and what we don't want to do is for you to feel pressured into having to adopt him. It comes down to that communication between us. So as we're talking on the phone every sort of few days or every week or something, we'll be finding out how things are going. You're not alone at any point during this fostering.
With the paperwork signed, it's time to call in the star of the show.
Hello, kennels. We're all done with the paperwork for Billy, so if you'd like to bring him up, we can get him kitted out and off to his home.
Who's this? Billy? Billy! Billy! Hi, babes. How are you? Hey, mister. Surreal. It's surreal to think he's going to come home. Yeah, definitely.
The charity is always desperate for people to foster dogs, and they cover vet bills and food.
Oh, my God. That is some food. Bye.
And living in a home environment is much better for a dog than kennels.
Ooh, let's go. I mean, if he's happy to sit down there, it'd be fantastic for me.
Well, we'll just try him there first on the...
Fantastic.
Billy.
Right, ready? Yeah? Come on. In you go.
Hop, hop. Can you see it? Good boy.
With Billy safely tethered to the seat, it's time to say goodbye.
You be a good boy. Well, thank you very much.
Cheers, you all right, Maisie? He seems relatively quiet. He's cuddled up on his little cushion, and I'm really looking forward to seeing his reaction when he gets out and I first walk him through the gate.
Fostering a dog gives them time away from kennels and can play a vital role in getting them ready to find their forever home. After a gentle drive, Billy arrives at his new abode.
Good boy. Billy, this way, darling. Hey, go. Come in here. Good boy. Oh, what's in here? Yeah, I know you smell your bowl. What's over here? There's a bed. Oh, is that Billy bed? Is that for you, darling? I'm feeling pretty happy about him. He's had an amazing trip here. He's done really, really well. I mean, it'd be fantastic to know what he's thinking right now. All these strange sounds, smells, different textures to get a grip of. But, yeah, he seems pretty positive. Don't you, Billy?
Now for your grand tour, Billy.
Good boy, let's go.
Maria is doing this on a lead to help him navigate his way around her home.
Good boy.
How about those stairs, Billy?
Got some steps. You ready? Steps. Good lad, steps. Good boy. Well done, Billy. This is the kitchen. Oh, look, we cook here. Do you smell food?
I see Maria's padded that washing machine handle.
Oh, and there's your dishes. What's this, Billy? Billy bed.
Comfy area to call your own.
Oh, look at this. This is your garden. Oh. Right, what's on the other side of here, Billy? Oh, what's out here? Good boy.
A lot to take in, eh, Billy?
Should we go around here, baby?
Tour over, Maria has a special surprise to help Billy settle in.
Oh, Billy treat. Billy. Oh, what's this? The centre told me Billy loves peanut butter. So to make him at home, I decided to get a sheet, a little bit of Perspex, put it on the wall. So during the day, if I'm going out just to relax him, I'll put a bit of peanut butter on there, a little bit of a treat. Every house with a blind dog needs a peanut butter licking station. Hey, babes, you enjoying that?
Right, put your feet up, guys. You deserve it.
Seems quite comfortable, really, really confident. I know it's early days, but it looks pretty positive at the moment. Even though I'm vegetarian, I might make you a chicken dinner. Chicken. Oh, you good boy.
And now, nearly 4 months later, Best in Show popped round to see how Billy was settling in.
Billy, sit. Spoon. Good boy. Paw. Thank you. Other paw. Other paw. I've had Billy now for 19 weeks. Upsy, Billy. Upsy. And we've got used to each other. We can do new tricks. Trying to stimulate his mind as much as possible. That's the key for a Billy.
And despite his fading eyesight, Billy's adjusted to his surroundings very well.
He has surprised me how he's adapted to the garden. You know, he's learnt where the steps are, he's learnt where the pots are, he can navigate around, he can find things. He will memorise everything to like the inch. Good boy, Bill, well done.
Billy relies on airflow, sound and smell to chase and find a ball.
What I've been doing with Billy is actually throwing the ball for a longer distance and trying, here we go, Bill,
to get it up the back steps. And he's managing 3 steps at the moment. Good boy, well done, baby. Find it, keep looking, Billy. Good boy, yay! And down he comes again. So he knows his way around, he's navigating really, really well. Good boy.
It seems Billy's having no trouble settling in.
Billy is a great character. I mean, he's a really positive chap. He loves a cuddle. He loves getting his tummy tickled every now and again.
As well as having a loving home with Maria, Billy responded positively to a regular routine.
Right, Billy, should we go for a walkie? Come on, darling. Let's go. When you think of what he was like when he was in the kennel, you know, he was incredibly kind of anxious. He couldn't sleep at night time, ripping things up. And now, you know, he's a perfectly content dog, loves his little naps in the daytime, goes for walks. He's done so, so well. Come on, Billy, this way.
Now, time for walkies.
Right, hop up, hop up, hop up. Good boy. Well done. He does really, really enjoy country walks. He finds the urban environment a bit too stressful, too many dogs over to cope with. But once he's out on a mountain track or something, he will just go and go and go. Good boy. And really enjoys foraging, looking around and sniffing things out. Billy's incredibly inquisitive. Because he's blind as well, his senses are going to be that much heightened than a normal dog. And he just loves having a good old root, a good old sniff around things.
For Maria, having Billy in her life has brought her much joy.
I mean, really having a blind dog, I think you've got a deeper bond with them. At the end of the day, you know, you're dependent on him, you know, to give you cuddles as well. He wants you to help him around the environment. So you do bond quite quickly. That's it. Straight ahead, Bill.
But even as his loving foster carer, Maria knows Billy's life will be much better in the right forever home.
I mean, it is a real shame that he hasn't adapted to the urban environment and it's really too stressful for him. I mean, ideally, I would love to see him in a place that's got a big field. Someone will really get a great companion. They'll be very, very lucky when they meet Billy. He's got a lot to give.
Billy has definitely won Maria's heart.
There'll be a few boo-hoos when Billy goes, for definite. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but... Good boy, aren't you? We're still looking for Billy's forever home and he hasn't got that yet, but in the meantime, he's not going to go short of cuddles, strokes, food, attention, and all that's going to come from me.